Great, I'm good to go now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Matt, in the context of the season and where we find ourselves with 3 games to go, that could be a huge 3 points for us.
Yeah, a big win on the back of Monday as well, in terms of the result at Tranmere. On the back of the first 10 or 15 minutes of that game where they've had a couple of chances and put us under pressure, but also in terms of where we want to be at the end of the season. For that group of players to reach 80 points with 3 games to spare is an outstanding achievement, and they need to celebrate that. They need to enjoy it and then get themselves ready for Tuesday.
You mentioned in your pre-match that you watched Rochdale with admiration at times on the way that they attacked. We certainly saw that in the first 20 minutes or so, didn't we?
They've got a certain style about them, and it hurts teams. It really does. You've got to be on your mettle from minute one, not give them the free passes through the middle of the pitch. And it's also my responsibility. Tactically, I had to change it after 10 or 15 minutes just to drop one of their centre mids alongside Archie Collins, as opposed to being ultra aggressive with Tim and MJ a little bit higher. And that just secured the middle of the pitch. And probably from that point on, I don't feel they broke through the middle of us. They still hurt us at times because they're a good team, but they didn't quite break through the middle of us like they did in that opening period. So I understand that, and we've got to be respectful of all opposition teams, but also a couple of big moments from our goalkeeper.
Like you said, Cam excellent specifically at the end. We'll get onto that soon. But the first goal, brilliant set piece goal, another set piece goal, and Tim in the right place at the right time.
His games are tight, fine margins. We just started to get a head of steam. And we just started to get the ball in dangerous areas, and it wasn't a case of if we're going to score, it was going to be a case of what type of goal we're going to score it. We couldn't quite shift it in and work their goalkeeper enough, and they got some really good blocks on, but that was a free hit in their 18-yard box, in around their 6-yard box, and Czech almost looked like he was going to get on the end of it, and Tim did what he's done all season. One of the few occasions today where we got the ball low at the goal as well. They generally go in more than the ones which are shoulder height and in around the goalkeeper's hands. So a pleasing moment for Tim, great delivery from Archie, and that's what Wayne Carlisle's been working on the last few weeks.
In contrast to the first half, the second half, quick out the traps, really quick to put Rochdale under pressure, and eventually got a great goal for MJ.
Yeah, the type of goal I love and want us to score more of, a running to goal. One where you're anticipating the ball landing to you and you've been on the front foot and you're gambling a little bit. I really liked MJ's performance today. He looked a bit freer in his movement and his driving in terms of his body and then his use of the ball, and he was a constant threat. It's always going to be involving Giovanni. He's got that class about him, and it was his shot we've saved, and MJ obviously with the follow-up. We could have had a few more to make it a little bit more comfortable, but clean sheets are so important.
And you mentioned a clean sheet for the whole team there, but defensively missing Sam Stubbs today, but Jonathan Grounds was a suitable replacement.
Don't underestimate the blow that back line has taken. So Alex Hartridge here on Easter Friday, tearing his hamstring, and then losing Sam Stubbs only really yesterday. So quite an unexpected one. That shows the strength in depth which we spoke about, but also the professionalism of Jonathan Grounds, professionalism of Czech when he's not been playing, that they've been able to come in and play on a hot day on a hard ground, 90 plus minutes of football of that intensity and that quality as well. They weren't just bodies on that pitch, so really pleased in relation to that back line, and Cam's played a big part in that, and we'll need to reshuffle and re-energise the group on Tuesday.
What is the diagnosis for Sam?
Look, for the first time since his original injury, there was a bit of swelling on his knee, so we don't quite know why that's happened. It could be because the grounds are getting a little bit firmer. We don't quite know how long it will last. There's the option of getting it drained. Whether we can do that before Tuesday remains to be seen. It might settle down naturally on its own, because this is the first time it's happened for the best part of 4 or 5 months. We don't quite know what's going to happen next. Hopefully he wakes up tomorrow morning absolutely fine, but we're taking it day by day.
You mentioned Cam Dawson, world-class save in the first half at the start, and towards the end, not sure how much he knew about it, but he just wasn't letting that goal in today.
He's been outstanding all season, hasn't he? And it was important we didn't go behind on the back of Monday in that opening period. It could have been so different in terms of the feel of the atmosphere, the stadium, the fans, and the opposition have boosted as well, and putting us on the back foot. So as always, he's stepped up at big moments, and it's just another confidence booster in terms of clean sheets. It's something we've prided ourselves on in the last few months, and he's played a big part in that.
Obviously there's a lot of excitement around the club, and we know what could happen on Tuesday. How do you maintain the players' composure and make sure they don't get too carried away with the occasion?
Well, they've never got carried away all season, so they certainly won't do that on Tuesday, and everyone else, certainly the club, have got to do the same. This is our game which was called off when the storm happened a few months ago, so this is our game in hand. It won't be a full list of fixtures like it usually is. I think there's 3 or 4 games on Tuesday. We've got to make the most of it. Another opportunity for points. Today's been big, really big on the back of Easter Friday, a really positive feel, but then obviously the downside on Monday, and that's naturally going to happen at times, but to respond in the way we did was magnificent.
all four sides of SJP with City fans. It was great to see another big crowd and another fantastic atmosphere today.
And another good performance, I feel. I'm pleased that the extra bodies and extra bums on the seats have seen us play well. It's all well and good saying I'm going to go and watch Exeter City because they're near the top of the table, but they need to see the reasons why. We've not been that fluid at times this season. Sometimes you've got to win games of football ugly, but in terms of Easter Friday and today, they've seen some good football. Probably seen some good football from both teams today.
Matt, thanks a lot.